Igor, I want to ask you something that I think a lot of agents quietly wonder about. If a real estate agent is closing deals, working with clients, staying busy, and generating commissions, shouldn't that eventually turn into real wealth? Because from the outside, it seems like more deals should naturally mean more money.
That's the assumption most people make, and to be fair, it sounds logical. If you close more deals, you make more commission. If you make more commission, you should be building wealth. But in real estate, that equation is often incomplete. A lot of agents make income. Very few actually build wealth.
That's interesting because I think most people would assume those are the same thing. If you're making good money, especially in real estate, doesn't that mean you're building wealth?
Not necessarily. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what continues to grow, even when you're not actively working for it. And that distinction is where many agents get stuck. They become very good at earning commission, but they never build anything that compounds beyond the next closing.
So, what you're saying is the problem is not that agents aren't working hard enough. It's that the structure of their business keeps pulling them back into the same cycle.
Exactly. Most agents are operating in a cycle. They prospect, they follow up, they show homes, they negotiate, they close, then they get paid, and then very quickly they have to start all over again. No recurring revenue, no real equity, no system that keeps working when they take a step back.
That sounds exhausting. And honestly, it sounds less like owning a business and more like having a very demanding job. Maybe a high paying job at times, but still a job.
That's exactly the point. Many agents call themselves business owners, but the business depends almost entirely on their personal activity. If they stop making calls, the pipeline slows down. If they stop showing up, the income stops. That is not really a business yet. That is self-employment.
But isn't that just the nature of being in sales? I mean, real estate is a transaction business. Someone has to find the client, serve the client, and close the deal. So where does the wealth building part actually come from?
That's the right question. The wealth building part comes when an agent starts moving beyond pure transaction income. There are really three levels. The first is income, commissions from closing deals. The second is leverage, systems, people, technology, or a platform that helps you produce more without doing everything yourself. And the third is equity, ownership in something that can grow over time. Most agents never get past the first level.
So they may be successful on paper, but they're still trapped in the first level. They're making money from transactions, but they're not necessarily building anything that works without them.
And that's why you can meet agents who have been in the business for 10 or 15 years, who have closed a lot of deals, but still feel like they are starting over every month. They have experience, they have clients, they may even have a good reputation, but they don't have leverage, they don't have recurring income, they don't have ownership. So every year becomes another year of production.
That feels slightly unfair because from the outside, people see the commission check. They don't see the pressure behind it.
Exactly. A commission check can look impressive, but the question is, what happens after that check? Does it create a stronger business? Does it build an asset? Does it create more future opportunity? Or does it just pay expenses until the next deal closes? That's the difference between income and wealth.
So when people say an agent is doing well, maybe we should ask a different question. Not just how much did they make this year, but what are they building that lasts?
That's exactly the question, because the agents who build real wealth usually stop thinking only like salespeople. They start thinking like business owners. They ask different questions. How do I create leverage? How do I build systems? How do I participate in equity? How do I turn my activity today into long-term value tomorrow?
And is that where brokerage choice starts to matter? Because I imagine the structure around the agent either helps with that or makes it harder.
Yes, brokerage choice matters, but not just because of commission split. That's where many agents stop the analysis. They ask, what percentage do I keep? That matters. But the better question is, what does this model help me build? Does it give me tools? Does it give me leverage? Does it create additional income opportunities? Does it allow me to participate in something bigger than my own transactions? That is a very different way to evaluate a brokerage.
So if I'm an agent watching this, the takeaway is not simply go close more deals. It's more like understand what kind of business you're actually building.
Exactly. A closing deals is important. But if every deal simply resets you back to zero, then you're not building wealth. You're just staying busy. The goal is not to stop selling. The goal is to make sure your selling activity is connected to something larger, a system, a platform, a long term strategy. That's when real estate becomes more than just a commission business.
So the real question is not, am I busy? The real question is my business becoming more valuable because of the work I'm doing?
And that is what most agents are never taught to ask. On this channel, we'll keep breaking this down. Income, leverage, equity, brokerage models, AI, systems, and what actually matters if you want to build a real business in real estate. Because working hard is not the problem. Working hard without building anything that lasts, that's the problem.